Senator Trillanes, you're next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So nakita po natin yung presentation ng mga pulis at nakita po natin ang pagbabago, yung crime rate na bumaba talaga, no? Doon lang sa killings, doon sa maraming mga namatay dahil dito sa massive na pagsugpo sa illegal na droga, campaign against illegal drugs. Yun nga, sinabi ng mga pulis na ang lahat ng mga namamatay, hindi lahat kagagawan ng mga pulis yun sa kanilang operation. Kumbaga, dahil siguro sa massive operation ng illegal drugs, campaign illegal drugs, yung mga drug lords, drug pushers, pinapatay na nila yung mga tao nila. Sila na rin nagpapatayan dahil sa baka isumbong o ikanta yung mga pangalan nila, lalo na kung may mga malalaking tao na sa likod, no, na dito sa mga campaign against illegal drugs. Kaya yun yung nangyayari. So I'm sure naman siguro, Mr. Chairman, na masaya tayo dahil sa sipag ng ating mga kapulisan ngayon, na pinamumunuan ni PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa, at napakaganda yung mga accomplishment niya within 3 months, no? Dapat tayo magpasalamat dahil nagkaroon tayo ng isang Chief PNP na katulad ni Ronald De La Rosa, na talagang head-on, no, dito sa to fight against illegal drugs. At wala tayong ang gusto nating ipaalam dito, wala tayong pinapanigan dito kundi yung statistic, yung resulta ng mga trabaho. Kaya ko naman sinasabi na kanina bago nag-present yung PNP, parang boxing yan, may tail of the tape. Kasi I'm not attacking the past administration, but I'm just comparing of the result of this yung numbers ng solved crimes at saka mga nakasuhan, na-arrested ng mga kapulisan, at maraming, I'm sure hindi ganito karami yung mga arrested. Sabi nga ni General De La Rosa, hindi 22,000 ang arrested nung past administration, which is mas maganda ngayon kasi mas marami silang naaresto dito sa mga ipinagbabawal at against mga crimes na hindi lamang sa droga, kundi marami pang mga ibang crimes na naaresto din nila. So dito siguro sa Mr. Chairman, sa aktibo at masipag ng kapulisan natin, at itong paliwanag ng presidente sa atin, ng Pangulo, na hindi naman talaga niya directing inuutos na pagpapatayin lahat yung mga drug addicts, kundi ang sinasabi niya, ang instruction niya doon sa mga kapulisan, kung ang buhay ninyo nalagay sa delikado, mabuti pang, kaya nga sa amin nga, mabuti pang tayo mang-ariglo kaysa tayo inaariglo. Mahirap 'yon, no? Kahit sa Amerika, nanonood ako yung programa na police police cop, yung hinuhuli yung mga bad pag may inaaresto tapos sinabing itaas ang kamay, tapos hindi ka nakinig, binaba yung kamay mo doon sa bulsa, hindi na pinapadukot yung kamay doon sa bulsa, binabaril na kaagad kasi sinabing taas, bakit mo dumukot ka pa sa bulsa mo? O doon siguro, doon yung mga situation na hindi mo pwedeng palampasin yon, at kaya nangyayari yung mga ganun. Pero despite of that, ang daming mga arestado, Mr. Chairman, na dapat ang focus din natin hindi lamang dito sa extrajudicial killing, kundi ang focus din po natin sana, no, para sa akin dito sa ating investigasyon, kundi yung rehabilitation center. Dahil maraming mga sumuko, maraming mga naaresto na kailangan nating i-rehab, kailangan nating tulungan. Which is pinaliwanag naman at yung presentation ng isang witness kanina ni Police Senior Superintendent Dionisio Abudi. Napakaganda yung programa para tulungan yung mga kabataan na nalulong sa mga masamang bisyo at tinuturuan ng magandang asal at magandang pagkikitungo sa kapwa. Yun po siguro Mr. Chairman, no, at marami pa po akong katanungan pero hindi lang naman kasi ito ang witness natin ngayon ang mag-testify ngayon, kundi mayroon pa tayong mga mag-testify. So yung mga katanungan ko mamaya to follow pa doon sa mga ibang mga testigo at magbigay ng mga pahayag ungkol dito sa extrajudicial killing. So gusto ko lang malaman, Mr. Chairman, na bakit natin, for the record, bakit natin atakihin ang programa ng administrasyon ngayon na napakaganda man para sa atin? Bakit natin hindi tanungin ang mga taong bayan? Siguro yung mga magrereklamo, bakit kayo nagrereklamo? Ang ganda ng resulta. No? Ang ganda ng resulta ng mga numbers o statistics ng resulta ng mga pagresolba ng krimen dito, bumaba lahat. Except lang maintindihan natin yung pinaliwanag ng mga pulis dahil tumaas yung killings because of this massive campaign against illegal drugs, which is hindi lahat yan kagagawa ng mga pulis yung mga operation nila, kundi kagagawa niya ng yung mga drug lords, drug pushers, dahil dito sa massive nga na campaign ng illegal drugs, ayaw nilang malaman yon, ayaw nilang isumbong at ikanta ang pangapangalan nila at pinapatay nila yung mga tauhan nila at sila rin nagpapatayan. Yun lang, Mr. Chairman. Salamat.
Thank you, Senator Pacquiao. Senator Trillanes is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Let me assure Senator Pacquiao na walang tao dito sa session hall na ito ngayon na kumukontra dito sa programa laban sa droga. Itong hearing na ito ay ukol sa extrajudicial killings. At ito nga, no, in fact, we commend yung mga police officers, lalo na yung mga wounded in action na pinakita kanina ni General Marquez. Kaya nga dito sa Senado, even the past Congresses, ay tinutulak natin kung ano man pwedeng benepisyo may bibigay natin sa kapulisan at sa kasundaluhan. So, we are partners dun sa inyong mga pakikipaglaban. However, ang hearing na ito ay tungkol dito sa extrajudicial killings nga at kailangan kasi natin bantayan na kahit na isang inosente, at meron ako papakitang video mamaya for ano naman to, this has been shown sa mainstream media para to cite an example about the possibilities na ito nga ay extrajudicial killing. So anyway, punta tayo dito sa first kay General De La Rosa, sir. Yung statistics kanina na pinakita ni General Marquez, yung murder na may increase sa murder, yung murder ba na yun kasama doon yung mga those killed during legitimate police operations?
No, Your Honor.
Hindi, di ba?
Hindi, Your Honor.
So, well, just to inform our good colleague, Senator Pacquiao, yung increase na murder doon, hindi kasama yung mga namatay dun sa police operations. So, makikita talaga natin na nag-increase yung murder. Murder is, may iba-ibang elemento yan. Aside dun sa homicide. So, hindi qualified yung mga namatay sa police operations. So, nakita natin doon, in the same statistics, nag-increase siya by 62%. Given the same na time frame. So hindi natin masasabi na we feel safer. Kasi yung murder yan. So yun lang ang ano natin. Maaaring sabihin natin, in total, nabawasan yung index crimes, pero still. Ngayon, nandito tayo sa statistics. Na-mention kanina ni Senator Cayetano na sa Davao daw ay mas safer. Safer daw dito compared sa iba't ibang cities. Ngayon, ayon sa statistics na galing sa PNP na nakita natin sa Philippine Statistics Authority, yung Davao City ay number 1 sa murder from 2010 to 2015. Number 1 ito hanggang 2015. Tapos, siya pa ay halos kalahati lang siya ng population ng Quezon City, and yet siya yung may pinakamaraming murder. Hindi ito mga police operations. Ano ito patayan ito with the intent and motive to kill. So, hindi again natin yung sinasabi na safer sa Davao, safest city. Hindi po totoo yun. Base mismo sa statistics ng PNP. At ito nga, just to prove a point, sa rape cases, a number of rape cases from 2010 to 2015 na mayor si Presidente Duterte, number 2 ang Davao City. So based on the statistics, hindi pwede natin sabihin na safer or one of the safest ang Davao City. Ngayon, ang pinapakita natin dito, since naging mayor na matagal doon si President Duterte, at ganitong approach yung sinasabi niya, bakit siya number 1 pa rin sa murder at number 2 sa rape? So ibig sabihin yung kanyang approach not necessarily nag-work. Siguro sa propaganda, sa mga social media news na mga galing sa mga fake na websites o kung ano man, talagang pwedeng gawing number 1 kahit sino Pero base sa statistics, number 1 ang Davao City sa murder hanggang 2015, na 20 plus years na naging mayor si President Duterte ron, at number 2 sa rape. Yung rape, wala nang lusot dun Rape is rape. Number 2 siya sa Pilipinas, ang Davao City. Okay. At least we can get that out of the way dahil dito nagtatapunan ng kung ano-anong mga anecdotes Anyway, pupunta ako kay just one more question kay General De La Rosa. Sir, anong year kayo na-assign sa Camp Crame from Davao City, General De La Rosa?
The first time was yung right after na nag-change administration, Your Honor, yung na people power si President Estrada, then dissolve yung PAOK-TF 2001, then a little later na-transfer ako dito sa
Camp Crame.
Camp Crame, Your Honor.
So mga can you say na 2005 kayo na-assign sa Camp Crame, General De La Rosa, sir?
I-check ko yung record, Your Honor, basta after nung Estrada administration, Your Honor.
So, anyway, wala akong pinapakita dito dun sa tanong na yun, except na talaga nangyayari na nagkakaroon tayo ng memory lapse pag mga taon pinag-uusapan. Is that correct, General De La Rosa, sir? So, hindi yeah.
Siguro kung pag-usapan yung edad, Your Honor, mas matanda ako sa'yo. So,
Yes.
siguro mas madali ako nakakalimot,
Ayun.
Your Honor.
Precisely,
Pero,
sir.
i-check ko later, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Hindi. Yun lang naman yung point ko kasi may mga sinasabing inconsistency sa taon, pero precisely you have proven na pag tinanong ka, hindi papasok sa isip mo kaagad yung mga taon na yan, lalo na kung yan ay routine. Anyway, I go to Senior Superintendent Abude. Sir, kilala nyo ba si Edgar Matubato?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Na-assign ba siya sa heinous crime section?
As far as I'm concerned, Your Honor, parang narinig ko na-assign siya when I was no longer as chief of the heinous crime.
Nung wala na kayo sa heinous crime.
Yun pagkakalam ko, Your Honor.
Pero hindi nyo siya kilala in person.
Kilala ko, Your Honor.
Kilala mo. Paano nyo siya nakikilala? Saan nyo siya nakikita?
Yun nga, una nag-umpisa yung kasama siya ng pinsan niya. Hindi ko alam kung pinsan or pamangkin siya ni Police Senior Inspector Eduardo or E.D. Matubato.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I would like to move that we subpoena the personal records and some investigation and the investigation reports of the so-called heinous crime section of Davao City from 2000. Ano kayo na-assign, sir?
In January 15, 2013 up to March 8, 2006.
Siguro kahit a 10-year span.
January 15, 2003 up to March 8, 2006.
Okay. In that case, from 2003 to 2013, at least mag-overlap dun sa claims din ni Mr. Matubato. So, anyway, Mr. Chairman.
Sorry, are you moving to?
Yes.
Let's be clear.
I move to subpoena.
You want to get. You don't have to move. We can request it.
Okay. Yes.
You want to request the records of the heinous crimes division from 2003 to 2013 or 2013.
13, Mr. Chairman.
That's a lot of records.
No, the personal records, at least it will cover
The personal records of whom?
of all the personnel assigned in the
The plantilla.
heinous crime section.
What would be the plantilla?
So that will
The
overlap.
plantilla or roster.
Yes.
I have here, Your Honor, a disposition personnel issued to us by the Chief of the Investigation Division of the Davao City Police Office
From 2003 to 2006 or from 2003
from
to
2003 to 2006, Your Honor.
So the 3 years are...
Only one disposition of personnel in 2004, dated 2004.
Yes, but I think we will need a certified true copy of the roster from the Davao Chief of Police. Chief Superintendent Manny Garland, can you provide that?
Yes, sir, we will provide, sir.
Can you provide that tomorrow?
I'll do my best to retrieve it, sir.
Because I'm trying to finish this. I know that Senator Lacson was concerned that I was going to finish this in the next 2 days. But the reason for that is I think it's very clear, and to correct Senator De Lima, this is an investigation on extrajudicial killings of drug pushers. I think even in the resolution, nakalagay yan, pero recent and rampant extrajudicial killings na nakalagay. But anyway, we will do that. No, we will do that. So try to bring it over tomorrow so we can dispose of the matter right away, if that is possible.
Yes.
After all, you can have it sent by email.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, sir.
Thank you, Chief Superintendent Garland. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to show this video para lang maipakita sa komite at sa ating mga kababayan na may mga nangyayaring ganito. Kaya nga, ang sinasabi ko nga, itong investigation na ito is not meant to stop the operations against illegal drugs, pero kailangan maging vigilant ang ating Senado sa mga cases na of abuses and potential abuses. Sige, please play the...
Halos hindi na makilala ang bangkay ng 27 anyos na OFW mula Saudi na si Mark Anthony Culata nang matagpuan sa barangay Lambingan, Tanza, Cavite noong September 9. Sabog ang ulo sa tama ng bala at nakitaan din ang mga senyales na tinorture muna si Culata bago pinatay.
Una kong nakita sa kanya, ginupitan pa siya ng buhok. Talagang tinorture pa siya. Tapos sa likod may hiwa.
Talagang karumal-dumal yung ginawa sa anak ko. Hindi talaga karapat dapat na nagkagano ng anak ko eh. Sobrang hayop talaga po yung ginawa.
Batay sa spot report ng Tanza Police, nagtabo ng mga tama ng bala sa katawan ng biktima. Binalot ang bibig ng masking tape at nilagyan ng karatulang pusher ako. Kasama ring nakuha ang mga baso ng bala, body bag na itim sa shade ng suspected shabu at drug paraphernalia. Umalma ang pamilya Culata sa paratang natulak umano ng droga ang biktima lalo't nakabakasyon lang siya at paalis na sana papuntang Saudi. Lalo pang nagkalakas loob ang pamilya na lumaban dahil hawak na nila ang kuha ng CCTV noong gabi bago sa matagpo ang patay. 11:13 p.m. noong September 8, nakita sa CCTV na dumaan si Mark habang sakay ng motorsiklo para bumili ng burger. Makalipas ang 10 minuto, may 3 pulis nang nakita na nag-checkpoint sa mismong kalsada kung saan dumaan si Culata. Ilang motorsiklo ang sinita pero ilan din naman ang pinalusot na lang. 11:35 p.m. muling dumaan ang motorsiklo ni Culata at doon na siya sinita ng 3 pulis. Kita sa CCTV ang pagpasok ng police mobile kung saan pinasakay si Culata. Ang 2 pulis naman ang nag-commander sa kanyang motorsiklo. Sa pag-atras ng mobile ng Tanza Police, nakita pa ang body number dito na 110. Maya-maya pa, bumalik ang mobile at nakitang nakabuntot na ito sa isa pang police mobile. Maliwanag daw sa kuha ng CCTV na sila ang huling may hawak kay Mark bago natagpuan ang kanyang bangkay kinabukasan.
Tapos hindi nila ibinilater sa polis, sa presinto, tinago nila. Tapos sabi nila wala silang na-checkpoint, hindi po nakalista.
Humingi na ng tulong ang pamilya sa Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption para makasuhan ng mga naturang pulis.
Malakas ang laban natin dito. At hindi ito titigilan ng BACC para makamta nila ang hustisya. Ang BACC nasa likod nila, all the way.
Bumuo naman ang Cavite Police Provincial Office ng Special Investigation Committee para resolbahin ang kaso. Sinibak na rin sa pwesto ang 4 na pulis ng Tanza, Cavite na nakita sa CCTV.
We assure na makakaroon ng impartial administrative determination of complaint filed before us. We will not tolerate any misconduct committed by any erring PNP personnel.
Magsasagawa naman ng reenactment ng Cavite PPO sa lugar kung saan nangyari ang paghuli kay Culata ng mga pulis. Dominic Albelor, ABS-CBN News.
Mr. Chairman, there are the 3 videos.
May I ask
short.
first, what is the object of that video? To show that the police...
No, I will show it after.
Kasama ang pamilya
We have shown the 3...
excuse me. I just wanted to know so that the committee will be guided para we're not speculating on what the crime is all about here.
That this is a proof of an extrajudicial killing
Okay,
or a possibility that this is an extrajudicial killing caught on CCTV.
Alright.
And later on, there's another angle that I would like to show.
It'll be robbery with homicide.
You'll see, Mr. Chairman.
By the way, is there a case been filed? If you know, General, there's a case that has been filed, right? The 4 have been removed.
Yes, Your Honor.
They have been dismissed already. Outright?
The administrative case was filed against 4 policemen, and they are now relieved from Tanza Police Station and reassigned to the provincial headquarters. And then they are facing now, I guess, criminal cases were already filed.
With your permission, what do you do with policemen like that where the evidence is very strong? Do you jail them?
We file charges, Your Honor, and then wait for the warrant of arrest. That's precisely why last meeting we brought up the idea of coming up with
But when you file a case against them, have you filed a case against them already?
administrative, sir.
No, how come we have not filed a case against them criminally?
I don't have the update yet, sir, but it is being prepared, sir, by
No,
the NBI and then Cavite.
Again, General Bato, no, General De La Rosa. To my mind, this is where the people get very alarmed. dapat siya mabilis sa action. The evidence is very strong. 4 policemen obviously kidnapped these people, this person, Kulata, and obviously, dapat nakakulong na yung mga police there for murder. Robbery with homicide yan. Unbailable yan.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
that's the reason why the PNP has a legislative proposal to establish a police justice system similar to a military justice system because they're hamstrung by lack of authority and control over their police officers who are erring, di ba? Yung mayroong kulang kayo sa disciplinary mechanism. And that's the reason why, and I'm asking you again, where is the legislative proposal so we can file the bill? Wala pa.
Methinks, if with all due respect, the police will do this as any other citizen. File the case, no bail recommended, kulong yan. Bakit kailangan pa ninyo special civilian and character? Sabi, one national police force, national in scope, civilian in character. You cannot use military law for a civilian in character provision of the Constitution. To my mind, my question is, General Marquez, you are on the, no, pero nahuli na nila eh. You are on the carpet here because may complainant, may video na nakita. Dapat siya naka-file na yung kaso, nakakulong na yan.
Mr. Chairman, actually, the next 2 videos would further explain the other angles that they are exploring. Okay.
Say, go ahead, General.
Your Honor, as of now, the status, Your Honor, is that we take care of the administrative case, then NBI is conducting the investigation for the criminal case, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ang appeal ko lang is dapat mabilis. You know, I myself was a victim of crime. Ang tagal-tagal gumalaw ng gobyerno. Ang tagal talaga. Bago ma-file ang kaso, bibilang ka. Maglalabi ka sa Secretary of Justice like I did. You know, that's why I'm very sensitive about these cases. You can check the records. Every time I stood up here for a privileged speech, involves dastardly killings like that. And that is why, I don't know, I'm saying there should be immediate special attention given to cases like this because the people will be assuaged right away. Hindi may babalik yung tao, pero ma-assuage yung tao pag nakita, kinulong, no bail recommended, hindi na siya makakalagay. And by the way, when I lobbied for plebs, nakalagay dyan, summary, kukunin yung baril, pag sinabing dismiss siya, pending appeal. Hindi na siya pulis kagad. So that's why, may special relationship ang police, pero may special treatment rin for administrative cases that they are not entitled to guilt beyond reasonable doubt in an administrative case, and that's everybody knows that, but we can act swiftly. Kasi, alangan naman, ang tao pa kukuha ng abogado, dapat trabaho na ng gobyerno yan. That's just a statement that I want to make, and I implore, I use the word implore, na dapat mabilis ang trabaho natin.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
With the permission of Senator Trillanes, yung sa situation, yung nangyari sa Tansa, applicable ba rito yung warrantless arrest? Can you just arrest the policemen who were suspected of taking into custody and then later on the victim was found dead, di ba? What you did here, did you in-inquest ba nila yung police or you filed the case directly? Yeah, but yung merong mga conditions sa warrantless arrest which may not apply in this case because, di ba, a crime is about to be committed, is being committed, has just been committed, and you have personal knowledge. Yan nga yung gusto nating baguhin do sa rules of court, hindi ba? Do sa provision sa warrantless arrest. Before, ang provision lang, reasonable ground to believe that the person has in fact committed a crime and we can already conduct arrest. But after 1985, when this was amended, no, nawala na yung reasonable ground to believe. Masyadong stringent na yung requirement. Ito yung nirereklamo rin namin when I was still with the law enforcement. Napakahirap because imagine, the police officer must have personal knowledge that a crime has in fact been committed. Unless the police officer is present when the crime is being committed, medyo mahirap yung personal knowledge. That's why we resort to just referring the case to the prosecutor's office or filing the case directly instead of inquest natin yung mga suspects na involved. So my question is, applicable ba rito yung warrantless arrest?
Your Honor, honestly, Your Honor, kung hindi yan present ngayon ni Senator Trillanes, hindi ko malaman yan, Your Honor. Siguro nangyari yan, nasa Colombia ako, Your Honor. Had I known that, I am sure, hindi ko pababayaan yan, Your Honor.
I mean,
Hindi
yung
ko po
tansa
alam.
police, yung tansa police mismo.
Your Honor.
I'm not referring to you, no? Hindi naman ikaw magkoconduct ng arrest just in case. Ang tanong ko, yung tansa police ba, were they in a position to conduct arrest or effect arrest of the policemen involved, the ones that you filed the case against? Apat yun, di ba?
Mr. Chairman,
Ang tanong ko, applicable ba yung warrantless arrest dito sa situation sa tansa?
The permission of Senator Lacson, I think there's already a witness, there's already evidence. Was the motorcycle recovered?
Your Honor, the NBI is the one conducting. Doon pumunta yung mga complainants sa NBI, Your Honor. Kaya,
NBI.
Mr. Chairman, if we will watch the next two videos, it will answer some of the questions. Because right now, the Tansa Police Office is in fact denying the allegations. And they made the statement in the next two
Senator De
videos.
Lima was
With the permission of the Chair and the
Go ahead.
permission of Senator Sonny, in response to the pending question from Senator Ping, we all know the exceptions to the rule. We all know which cases can fall within warrantless arrest. Pag caught in the act, di ho ba kitang-kita, or has just been committed. So I think one way of responding to the question of Senator Sonny, is to find out saan po nanggaling yung CCTV na yan. Kasi kung gobyerno po ang CCTV, kasi the CCTVs can be government-owned or privately owned. Kung gobyerno po ang may-ari ng CCTV na yan, siguro naman nakita kaagad yun. So kung nakita kaagad yun, then pwede to fall under the recognized circumstances that would justify warrantless arrest. Pero kung nadiskubre po yung CCTV na yan, hindi kaagad nadiskubre, merong reasonable gap. But from the time that that CCTV was seen and yung actual crime, then hindi na ho papasok under a recognized circumstance of warrantless arrest. Yun po ang sagot ko po dun sa tanong. Maraming salamat po.
It was just precisely my point. Are the policemen in the custody of the police already? They are. Are you sure? You look incredulous.
they are now with the Cavite Provincial Police Office, Your Honor. Reassigned.
Reassign lang.
Yes, sir.
And is there a complaint made already? Or
The complainants went to NBI, Your Honor.
What does the NBI say?
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Can I please ask Deputy Laben, please?
Good morning,
Good morning.
Your Honors. Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Just for the record, what is your name, please?
Ferdinand Labin, Your Honor.
Yes, Ferdinand. You were here before. Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
To answer the question, Your Honor, the NBI took cognizance of this case when this was referred by VACC, Your Honor.
Yes.
And it is ongoing investigation by the NBI in coordination with Tansa Police. They first took cognizance of this case the evidentiary matters are with Tansa Police. To answer the earlier concern, whether or not they should fall under the warrantless arrest, Your Honor, it's very clear from the video na last touch lang po dito ang police. Hindi po conclusive na police pumatay. So it's
What
wrong
is your
for
point then?
it's wrong for us to assume.
So it's still being built up. Are you saying the case is still being built up?
Yes, Your Honor. That is why we are conducting the investigation. It would be very wrong to assume na police ang pumatay dito, Your Honor.
But last touch sila. Prima facie evidence would they suggest that sila the last people who were seen before the guy was killed.
Yes, Your Honor, but the PNP already took into custody the policemen, Your Honor. So we are conducting the investigation. Soon as we are finished with the investigation, we will refer the matter with the fiscal, Your Honor.
To me, it doesn't matter who's got custody. For direct filing na yan. Ang
For direct
mabagal
filing,
ang
Your Honor,
investigation
that's
sa tingin ko.
That's correct, Your Honor. For direct
Mabagal
filing,
ang
Your Honor.
investigation. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your
Ang
Honor.
kalaban ng gobyerno na sinasabi mismo ng presidente, mabagal ang gobyerno. Pag may pila sa SSS, may pila sa passport, nagagalit ang presidente. Eto, pinatay na, nakuha na. Dapat, kailangan ba sabihan yan? Ando na yung 4 na pulis sa tansa. Abay, puntaan nyo na, imbestigayin nyo na kagad, tingnan nyo yan, you can already accuse, they can already be, you can, the affidavits already are there, there's a complainant already. Pwede na i-file yan sa tingin ko, I don't know. Diba?
We will see to it, Your Honor, that
When did
this
the
will be
offense
filed.
happen? This is just an example. With your
About 2 weeks
permission.
ago.
When is example? When did this happen?
More than a week ago,
A
Your
week
Honor.
ago. Yan ang sinasabi ko. Ganun rin sa internal affairs. Ganun rin dito. A week ago. Kung kayo ang OFW yan eh. Hindi porque OFW special. But the point is, nakita mo, hinuli, sinakay yung motorsiklo, kinuha ng 2 pulis yung motorsiklo, tapos hindi lang ni-report. Hindi lang ni-report. Sinafe house nila or whatever we want to call it. Eh, ano pa ba ang hinihintay natin? Kung 1 week mag-iimbestiga, talagang mabagal talaga tayo. Talagang magagalit sa atin ang tao. If I took a vote here right now, galit sa inyo lahat ng tao. I'm willing to bet. So, just, ang imploration ko, dapat mabilis tayo. Action agad. Alright?
We'll do that, Your Honor.
Thank you.